Hello and welcome to the Sunday Chat. I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer. This is my Sunday Chat for the 25th of July 2021. Welcome. This is a chance where I get to catch up with things that have gone on this week and things that might be happening in the future, and have a lovely chinwag with you, the wonderful audience. So thank you so much for joining me today on a Sunday. Now, I'm recording this late in the evening. I've ready before, obviously it's recorded before, it's not live, clearly. So I'm recording this Saturday night. I've just come back from a lovely meal with two of my viewers, Jacky and Miles, who've been watching for about 6 months, and they've enjoyed the show. They love the Bald Explorer, they like the Vobes show, they like all the output, and I've had a delightful evening meal and a chinwag all about the show, and feedback and ideas, suggestions, and indeed gifts. So I just want to say a big thank you to Jacky and Miles for inviting me over. It's been fantastic. They had lovely chicken meal with salad. It was wonderful, and a beautiful chocolate cake, ladies and gentlemen, with cream and fruit, and I can still feel it. I can still feel it going down. Absolutely delicious. What a lovely evening. I rarely get the chance, actually, to get out and meet the viewers for anything more than, maybe a walk or something like that. So it's really nice to be able to have a good get-to-know session. And in the future, at some point, and I've said this before, I know, but once I've sorted out my house, I would like to have little soirees where I can invite people for tea in the afternoon, have tea and tiffin or crumpets, and then give people a sort of guided tour of the studio, now have a look at the van, and whatever, and have a lovely conversation. Anyway, so that's what I've done. So this may be shorter than normal because, to be honest with you, I'm quite tired. I've had a night out on the tiles. As ever, I've got a piece of paper running away from me, a list that's upside down. There we go. A list of bits and bobs which I have made a quick list to chat about. First thing I want to say is thank you so much, if you have, for bearing with me over the last couple of weeks as I've been involved with the van conversion, and I haven't been able to get out as much as I would like to do the normal walks that we do. So apologies for that, but it seems that many of you, and I'm very grateful, have been following the van conversion with interest. And I kind of got to the end of the first stage that I wanted to. I don't know how many stages there are, but the point in which the kitchen cabinet is in, the bed is in. I've got to do a little bit of finessing on it, but it's effectively ready to go out and be used. And by golly, I know some people were sort of a bit skeptical about me taking what was already in there out. Well, I've taken it out. I was a bit nervous about getting involved because I knew that once I'd done it, that was it. I was committed. But I'm so pleased, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so pleased that I did it. And I'm so thrilled that it's turned out pretty well, really, considering. Okay, my woodwork could be a lot better. I appreciate that. I've learnt so much from doing it. It's been absolutely wonderful. And it's been great that you have taken it with a pinch of salt, really, and enjoyed watching the nonsense that's pervade. So I want to say a big thank you to those people who have assisted in this rebuild, particularly to Merlin, who you haven't seen, but he's been on the camera, who's a gentleman I've only recently met. Very lovely chap. Thank you so much. Mysterious Merlin, who comes from who knows where and disappears to goodness knows. But he's been so kind and so helpful. So thank you so much to him, and also helping me to do some filming. Even if the wacky style is not my normal style, it's been great. But also to Pete Telling, otherwise known as Colonel Crag Ratty, for coming over all the way from Fareham. That was very kind of you. And to Ricky, who is also doing up his van. It spent a hot day working on the kitchen cabinet basic, and I very much appreciate it. I've added the doors now, and I put on the top and all of that. You may have seen that in the video. I also want to thank the lovely Julia for inspiring me to get on and do it. and encouraging me when I've had those moments of doubt. So I very much appreciate that. And in the last video, yesterday's video, Ed Sage, who came and delivered these amazing tyres with these alloy wheels, absolutely, I mean, you know, I've been so lucky. So thank you so much for coming down and having a day. And they said, you know, just coming into the studio was reward enough to seeing how all of this was set up, which I'm sure was not reward enough. But I hope that once the van is out and about, you will get a lot more of the heritage, landscape and nature that I'm desperate to make videos about and bring to you. So thank you very much, you guys. I very much appreciate that. That has been superb. It's been a long process, but I just wanted to get it all done in one hit, and I've just enjoyed the whole thing, really. Now, although there is lots of finessing, I do want to get back onto the Sussex border path, the walk rather, and bring you some more of those videos and some bits and bobs. I was hoping to get out with Ollie. You may remember I mentioned that I was going to see Ollie, Bell Ringer Ollie, or Ringer Ollie as he prefers to be called. Unfortunately, he had a flat tyre on his moped, and we've had to postpone it, so we're going to do it another time, but that will be coming up. And of course, I do want to get the long format videos up and running. I don't like making promises and then not fulfilling them. So sometimes that happens, you know, best intentions and all of that, but we do our best to bring to you some of the things that we plan. It was lovely in the week also to meet up with Robert Hughes, who came down from Chester, and in the Vobes show, if you saw that, you would have seen that he very kindly gave me an amazing clock. Have a look at this. Now, this is not just any ordinary clock. It looks like an ordinary clock, but actually it lights up in different colours. I can't really show it very well here. It runs on 12 volts. It's got purple colours now, but they change apparently at different times, and you press a button and it anyway, it's a beautiful clock. I can't really show it off because of the lights in the studio, but it's here, and of course you can't even see a thing if I show it up this way, but I can tell you it's lovely. He also gave me some rather fantastic books, which I'll have a look at in a second. And I've been so lucky, really, with gifts and donations this week. So I want to thank everybody who has been making donations, or people who've come for the very first time, that you may have come because you thought it was a van build program, or you've heard about the Bald Explorer. Thank you so much. I really much appreciate that you've come along and you're supporting what we do. Even if you've just subscribed to the channel, that is so welcome and very much appreciated. Jacky and Miles also gave me some rather lovely gifts. I have to say, I got this rather wonderful card. Happy birthday, Richard. It is actually my birthday at the end of the month. And I didn't know that they knew this, but they've managed to find a picture of a ferret. Only those people in the Vobes show will understand the connection of that, but it's hilarious. Thank you very much for that. They also got me this amazing book, the 4 Seasons Cookbook. But look, the interesting thing is the word at the top there, Essie. It's a cookbook over the 4 seasons of recipes and things that you can make if you have an Essie. For those of you who don't know, the Essie is my wood-burning stove that I have in the kitchen. It's like a range. I can't remember when it first came, 1845 or something. I can't remember now. I ought to know that. And it's lots of different cooking things, and I love to try that. I want to do some live cooking probably on the Vobes show, to be honest with you. But we may bring some into the Bald Explorer as well. Also, they very kindly sent or gave me a phone. It's I think it's an iPhone. Now, I don't normally get on with Apple products, but it's an iPhone 7. They said it's got stabilization, and they said, you know, it might be quite nice in the van for doing vlogs when you're out and about. And I've got this vlogging gear, which I have yet to make videos of. You may remember last week I was showing you. I will get round to it. But my normal phone that I do is not very good for that. So they said, try this. It might be great. So thank you. I don't know what to say, really. I've been very humbled by all of this. It's been absolutely amazing. I want to thank Linda Kane, who also sent me this very lovely card about the South Downs, as you can see here. Beautiful old-fashioned card, and I'm just trying to see where that is. It doesn't actually say. National Railway Museum. I should have looked at that in more detail, but it looks like Amberley or somewhere. She sent me this card, but with the card was this book, The Sussex Border Path, which is a guidebook to the Sussex Border Path, which is this long-distance footpath you can do. Now, while I'm not sticking strictly to the path, I want to try and stay close to the border and look at the towns either side of the border. And it has been a while since I've managed to get out to do the Sussex Border walk that I'm doing. Of course, it's really me going in the van now, so it's not so much of a walk. I might have to recall it something else, as I do all the land. So between Hampshire and Sussex, and then later Surrey and Sussex, and then on the other side Kent and Sussex as we go. But this will be fantastic because it gives you circular walks as well. So I really appreciate that, Linda. I don't know where you found it, but it's a wonderful book. Thank you for that. Now, more books in this. Colonel Cragratty, who came along to our farm walk. It seems like so long ago that Lee Dallon, thank you so much, Lee, for letting us come onto your farm and traipse around in all that heat. And by the way, to all those people who thought it was very bad that many of them brought their dogs with them on that very hot day, although my film sort of tried to chart elements of the day, it didn't really show all the shaded areas, and there were many, and also the stream that we crossed twice, in which the dogs had a chance to cool down, and the puddles in which the dogs were able to have a lick of water, and of course the owners who brought water with them. So although there were a number of people who thought it was irresponsible or it would mar the video or whatever, I was unable to show everything. It was a beautiful walk, and I wanted to take some interest in what was going on as well as making the video. So apologies if you got the wrong end of the stick, but all the dog walkers that we had were very responsible people. They knew their dogs, and the dogs were absolutely fine, and we had plenty of stops. We had plenty of time in the shade, so you know it wasn't a ramshackle thing in which there was any activity that was detrimental to the dogs. So anyway, but we had that, and just on that note, the Bald Explorer next walk is likely to be, just a note for your diary, I need to talk to the SMT, the senior management team, but it's likely to be at the end of August. Now, I know there's the bank holiday right at the end, so it's probably going to be the Saturday or Sunday, the 21st and 22nd, and we're looking at a potential place near Pulborough, but more about that later on. But it's just a note for your diary. If you're interested in coming on one of the Bald Explorer walking groups walks, it's no more than 3 miles, and this hopefully the next one will be less up and down terrain. But while we were on the farm walk, Colonel Cragratty very kindly, he gave me a whole bunch of fascinating books. One about the seashore. I don't know if I've shown you these before, I can't remember now. One about the seashore, which will be absolutely fantastic, all the different plants and things that you find on the seashore. Here Beside the Sea, which is a book by Jane Struthers. I haven't had too much of a chance to read this, but short little interesting facts and tales and bits and bobs. An interesting book here called Byways and Boots and Blisters, a history of walkers and walking. What I want to do in my van is have a little mini library that travels about when I'm on my travels, so I can sit and read bits and bobs. Here we go, Map Addict by Mike Parker, the presenter of Radio 4's On the Map, which I have no idea what that's about, to be honest with you, other than it must be about maps, and a walker's anthology. So that was very kind. Thank you so much, Pete, for those. You are a star. Let me just chuck these down here for a second, because there is more. Mark Burgess got in touch, and he sent me a letter, a handwritten letter, which was very kind of him, because he's been collecting, he lives near the Romney Marshes, and he's been collecting a whole load of articles about the Romney Marshes and smugglers and all of that sort of stuff from magazines, which might give me some indications of places to go for a walk. And the lovely Elaine Brazier some while ago had given me a collection of local walks around there. So now that I got my van, you know, I'm looking for interesting places to go off on little excursions and doing some of these things and filming them. So I think that could be very good. Thanks very much, Mark, for that. And I got a whole load of beautiful books from Robert Hughes, who came here and visited as he was sightseeing in the area, and he brought me a whole load of lovely books, all sorts of bits and bobs. I just thought I'd show them with you. The golden age of steam in pictures, some various railways. I'd like to go and visit some more railways. These are guidebooks. The Welshpool Llanfair Railway. Don't know if I pronounce that correctly. I don't know how you pronounce that one. The Welsh Highland Railway would be lovely to go and visit some of these, because I know people like their railways. This is a book about the Titanic, the Olympic and the Britannic, an illustrated history of the ships. I have, as you may have noticed in videos above my edit suite, a picture of a Spitfire. And I love Spitfires. I think it's very much an emblem of what is great about Britain and England in particular. So that will be interesting. An icon of a nation, it says. Clippers, fascinating, the world of clippers, the Cutty Sark being one of them, and the golden age of sail. Thank you so much, Robert. I really appreciate that. Cheshire airfields in the Second World War. I haven't done very many airfields. I've done a couple of them in the videos that I've done, but it would be lovely to go and visit some of them. You know, these sort of books, they may on first sight seem, you know, inappropriate or a bit unusual or strange, but I do collect these books because they give me ideas for walks, and again, now I've got the van, I can go further afield. And Flight, 100 Years of Aviation. And again, you know, just great to be able to dip in and grab a few facts. So, as I say, I've been incredibly lucky. I feel it's like my birthday has come all at once, even though it's at the end of the month. So there we go. Now, coming up in the future, as I say, well, not too much on van conversion, but more about getting out in the van. Gosh, there's space in there. I'm so pleased I've done it. I really am. So it's all about getting out now and filming. There's a little bit of finessing to do. There's a little bit of rewiring and bits and pieces, but I'm hoping to do all of that while we get out. Of course, we've had all that hot weather, and the next week is very changeable, and even there's some thunderstorms and what have you. So I'm going to still try and get out as best I can. There may be some indoor ones, but it's all looking good. And as long as we don't get into another lockdown, I will carry on presenting the videos that you so much enjoy and throwing out some long format ones as and when I can. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for backing what I do. I really, really appreciate it. And you are, you know, without you guys, I can't do this. So I am very humbled that you really enjoy the output that I do. Anyway, that's it for the Sunday chat. Thank you very much. I shall look forward to cracking on and making some more videos. Till next time, don't forget to follow, like and subscribe. Become a patron. Support what I do if you can. And in the meantime, if you haven't pressed the bell notification, do so because you'll get noticed. And enjoy the videos when they pop up. Till next time, from me, bye-bye.